It feels like just yesterday that I was talking to you guys about why you shouldn't go out and run to the Sephora sale and buy everything in bulk. But alas, a whole year has passed and we are sitting down again, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of the different Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals that specific brands will give you guys versus the Sephora sale. Now, of course, I want to say that I don't have any of the 2025 Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal information. All I'm doing in this video is presenting you guys with the information on previous sales that brands have given us. Of course, this year there is a lot going on with the economy, a lot going on with shipping. So again, not guaranteed, but I do feel like this video is really helpful for a lot of people when it comes to kind of strategizing how you're going to be spending your money this holiday season. Please remember that if there's any sales that you feel super pressured to buy from, if you're feeling a lot of anxiety about getting things now, just remember to take a step back before you place your orders and think about if these products are going to serve you the way that you want them to, or if it is simply just obtaining something on a sale. I know it can get confusing. I know that it can get overwhelming. I am totally there with you guys. So we're going to try to be more mindful consumers this holiday season. So as they do every single year for the holidays, Sephora is having their savings event. This year it's running from October 31st to November 10th, and it opens up for different tiers at different times, but it starts for Rouge on the 31st. So I wanted to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible so you can kind of curate your baskets and decide what you may want to buy now and what you may be okay with waiting on or just altogether not getting. I do want to say that I still plan on shopping the Sephora sale, but I will be curating my cart a little better, more strategically this year, so I can save as much money as possible on things that I may want to buy for myself or as gifts or for videos. My hope in this video is to give you guys more information on the upcoming sales so you don't feel the anxiety of having to buy everything at once during the Sephora sale. There are definitely pros and cons with buying from Sephora and buying from individual brands. For instance, a lot of brands don't have the best customer service when it comes to returning stuff. It's very streamlined with Sephora. It's really nice because you can get all your points, you can get everything at once. I totally understand that. With holiday season, a lot of individual brands will kind of be slower on shipping, whereas Sephora is a little bit faster. A lot of brands are offering some free shipping or shipping with minimums. They do typically have better sales than just 20%, which is the highest tier for Sephora sales. There's a lot of sites that do bundles. There's a lot of sites that have exclusive holiday gifts. So you definitely want to make sure that you weigh the pros and cons here. I believe we have 106 different brand sales from previous years. I did this similar video last year, so if you're interested in seeing that, I will link that down below as well. You will also probably see sales from retailers like Credo Beauty, Nordstrom, Macy's, Dermstore, all of those types of retailers, online retailers that carry different brands. I did not include those in this video, but I can almost guarantee that there will be some sort of sale on those retailers. Also, lastly, a lot of these brands do have sales throughout the year, so I will encourage you, if you are not on like a time crunch and getting these products, maybe they're not gifts, maybe they're just things that you kind of want for yourself, just look at your spending habits, know your spending habits, and figure out if it's something that you need to buy in bulk right now or if your money is better spent elsewhere. First, we're going to talk about the brands that are offering more than 20%, which again is going to be the highest tier of percentage off for the Sephora sale. And then we're going to be talking about brands that have kind of tiered list percentages off based on how much you spend. And then we're going to be talking about the brands that are offering 20% and then the brands that are less than that. I will have some graphics popping up here for the sales for the last 3 years for each brand if I have that information. And feel free to pause, jump around. I will have chapters for you guys. All right, so I have moved over because like I said, we are going to have our graphics popping up right here so you guys have easy access to that information as I go through it. It's going to be a lot of information, so definitely sit back, relax, and take note of the ones that you are interested in. First, we're starting off with the brands that typically have a better sale than the 20% off that we see at the Sephora sale. Of course, there is also that conversation that this Sephora sale, it really isn't worth it unless one, you're looking to purchase Sephora collection products, or two, you are Rouge, because 15% is like okay, 10% for just the regular Beauty Insider is just not that great, to be quite honest with you. It might be more worthwhile for you to wait for the Black Friday sale. sales, especially if a brand is offering free shipping. Starting off with Armani Beauty. So last year they did offer 30% off site-wide, as well as the year previous to that, and they had 50% off select items. I will say for the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale for Armani, a lot of the products that I was interested in last year, because I did peruse a little bit, they were out of stock. So make sure that you kind of keep an eye on what the stock is looking like right now, and if you can risk having it go out of stock, if it's something that you really need, maybe it would be worth it to shop the Sephora sale. But for me, I would personally wait. Bare Minerals for the last 3 years has done 25% off, and they also offered a gift with purchase, $55 or more, as well as free shipping for $50 or more. Next, we have Benefit. So they have consistently given 30% off on their site. It says site-wide here as well, so I'm pretty sure that is everything, and there was nothing about shipping on what I could find. Biossance has consistently given 30% off site-wide, and last year and the year prior they did give gifts with purchase at $75 and $85. Bobbi Brown has given us consistent 30% off site-wide the last 3 years, and last year you were able to stack 15%. Now I don't know necessarily what that is, if it was another code or if it was with specific purchases. I do love me a Bobbi Brown corrector, and I love their eyeshadow sticks. I think they're so good, and I feel like Sephora doesn't carry the entire line of Bobbi Brown, so if there's something that you're interested in that Sephora doesn't necessarily carry, then this might be a better option for you. Boy Smells gave us 30% off site-wide 2024 and 2023. I couldn't find for 2022 if they had a sale. I feel like Boy Smells, which is a fragrance brand, has really blown up this year. They have repackaged, and I don't know if they've reformulated, but they've pretty much rebranded, and all of their fragrances look so cute. I am very interested in getting a little sniff of some of their fragrances. We also have Briogeo. So they've given us consistent 30% off site-wide, and in 2023 they did 30 to 50% off. I can almost guarantee you guys that it was probably 30% off site-wide and then 50% off select items that they were just trying to get out the door. Out of Briogeo's line, I really love the Rosarco Leave-In Milk spray. That one makes my hair super soft, if you guys were curious. I'm just throwing in little recommendations as we go, I guess. Brown Girl Jane, another fragrance brand, has given us 30% off full-size fragrances in 2024. I don't have information on 23 and 22. I will say that me personally, if I haven't smelled it in person, I would more likely get a travel size, so that won't really help you out if you're looking to get a travel size in this scenario. Now, Bumble and Bumble last year did 30% off site-wide with a gift with purchase over $95. And it looks like in 2023 they did do a tier percentage off, so just depending on how much you purchase, then you got a specific percentage off. And in 2022 I don't have information on that one. It looks like Clinique has always given 30% off site-wide, and again, this is another one where Sephora seems to carry a limited amount of Clinique products. I'm pretty sure Ulta even carries more than Sephora does, so you may want to look at the inventory at Sephora versus what you're looking for. It may make more sense for you to just shop online on Clinique's website. Danessa Myricks, I know a lot of people are always really excited for this sale. So with their sales, it seems to kind of like go like this. So last year they gave a 35% off site-wide. In 2023 they were doing 30%, and then in 2022 they were doing 40%. So who knows what the sale is going to be this year. I can almost guarantee you guys that it's going to be better than 20% off, but I will say on Danessa Myricks' website they do sell out very quickly for the Black Friday Cyber Monday sales. So if you are planning on buying something, then I would suggest doing it sooner rather than later when it comes to their sale time. I'm sure you guys know and love the brand already, and if you don't already have products from them, this sale may be a great time to kind of pick some stuff up that you've had your eye on. Sorry if I'm looking to the side, by the way. I am referencing all of my notes and all the lists for the sales. So Dr. Brandt, the skincare brand, has given 40% off site-wide for the last 3 years, and last year they gave a gift with purchase over $50. Dr. Dennis Gross, they have given 30% off site-wide for the last 3 years, and last year again then a gift with purchase with $50 or more. Dr. Jart. I feel like I haven't heard a lot about Dr. Jart in a long time, but they have given sales for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So last year they did 30 to 40% off site-wide, a gift with purchase for anything $65 or more, and they gave free shipping. And then in 23 and 22, they did 30% off site-wide with free shipping as well. So Elemis last year gave 25% off site-wide with a gift with purchase over $150. That seems pretty high, but at the same time, the price point for Elemis is already quite high. But if you consider getting a discount on top of the products, you'd have to buy a lot to get to that 120 or 150, I would assume. Ellis Brooklyn. So I only have 2 years of sales here, 25% off site-wide with a gift with purchase over $100. In 2023, they also did 25% off site-wide. This might be one that you may be interested in sniffing at Sephora because they do typically have them in stores, so you can at least smell a couple of the fragrances before buying it online. Estee Lauder has given 30% off site-wide very consistently in the last 3 years, and they seem to be giving gifts with purchase every year as well, and last year they also offered free shipping. Fable and Main, I only have 1 year of sales here, 25% off site-wide with a gift with purchase over $60 as well as free shipping. I'm a big fan of Fable and Main. I love their pre-wash oil. I love their scalp serum. I have tried, or I've gone through 2 bottles of their leave-in spray. It's such a good brand and it really helps with the strength and the repair of your hair. The really nice thing is that they seem to come out with a lot of holiday kits, so you can try a variety of their products before really committing to any one product. First Aid Beauty. So they've given 30% off site-wide for the last 3 years, as well as free shipping over $25 last year. First Aid Beauty is a pretty good skincare brand. I love their KP body scrub. That's pretty much my go-to. My sister loves their Radiance peel pads. I feel like they just have a lot of really good products. So I can definitely see a lot of people wanting to kind of stock up and re-up on some of their favorites here. Did you guys know that Glamnetic is available at Sephora? They do have a limited inventory on their website that I've seen. I don't think that I've seen them in my Sephora stores just yet, but last year on their site they did give 35% off and free shipping, and the year previous they did do 30% off, and I don't have anything for 2022. Okay, IGK, a hair care brand. They gave 30% off site-wide in 2024 and 2023, and I don't have anything for 2022, and last year they also offered free shipping over $75. The Inky List gave 30% off the last 2 years, 30% off site-wide, and then in 2022 they were doing 25% off site-wide. I love the Inky List. I think that they have such effective products and very simplistic formulations which are non-irritating on the skin. I will say that they are at a better price point in general, so I don't know if they have a shipping minimum or anything, but I would assume that if they do, it is going, you are going to be required to buy a couple of products here. So It Cosmetics has given a discount on their site the last 3 years, and it has definitely varied. So last year they were doing 35% off site-wide for members, which I assume is just like their email list, like if you have an account type of thing, and then 50% off select items. I think that some of their like CC creams go on 50% off sales, and they were also offering gifts with purchase for anything over $100 and $125, as well as free shipping over $70. In 2023, it looks like they gave 30% off site-wide and then again 50% off select products, and then in 2022 it was just 50% off select. So it looks like they are consistently getting better with their sales, but I can't be sure. I've never shopped their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. JVN Hair just recently got acquired, so there's a lot of like movement on the back end, so I cannot guarantee that they're even going to have a sale this year, but just to give you guys the information on previous years, so in 2024 they did do 30% off site-wide, 2023 and the year before that they did 25% off. Have you guys tried JVN hair? I have the air dry cream and I think that's the only thing that I have. I've only tried it a couple of times, but I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that they love JVN hair. So Kaja last year did 35% off site-wide, as well as the year previous to that, and last year they did 75% select products with free shipping over $35. I love Kaja products. I think that they are so good, and I do feel like they are kind of overpriced. So if I were to advise you on anything, I would tell you guys to wait for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales on their website so you can pick stuff up that way. Kate Somerville, did they recently get acquired too? I feel like there's some movement going on behind the scenes with their brand as well. So in 2024, they were offering 30% off site-wide with gift with purchases over $200 and $300. That seems quite high, even with a 30% off. No, maybe it's just me. I feel like that's really high. The previous years, they did have a 25% off site-wide in 2023 and not so much in 2022. So they actually recently sent me some products to test out, and when I first started getting into skincare, they were one of the first like more high-end skincare brands that I tested out, and I remember loving the cleanser and like the milk moisturizer thing. I don't remember what it's called, but it was so good. So I'm actually really excited to start playing with their skincare again. Kosas. I know Kosas is a really big Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale that everyone's really excited about, specifically because they do have exclusive sets on their website that they don't have on Sephora's website. They've consistently given 25% off, and last year they did a gift with purchase over $100. I have shopped their sale previously, and I'm pretty sure that I've hit the free shipping like every time. I think it's something between $35 or $50 if it's not already just free shipping for Black Friday. I always restock on my Brow Pop Nano. That is my favorite, and I really love the Blushes Life blushes. They're so smooth and nice and pigmented without being too hard to blend. So amazing. Oh, and the face powder. Duh, how could I forget that? The Cloud Set is like my go-to finishing powder. Lancome has given a sale the last 3 years. Last year does seem like the best one. They gave 30% off site-wide, and then in 2023, they did an up to 50% off sale, and 2022 select items 50% off. So I think last year was definitely the best, so I can't quite say what this year is going to look like. Next, we've got Laura Mercier. So last year they did offer 30% off with free shipping, which I personally think is pretty good. Some of Laura Mercier's products are quite expensive, so that 30% off would really be helpful, especially if you're only looking to buy like one, maybe two products, because you do have that free shipping, or at least last year. I can't guarantee again for this year, but hopefully they do the free shipping again. Lawless gave 30% off site-wide last year as well as in 2022, but in 2023 they did switch it up and give 40% off site-wide, so we will just have to wait and see what they do this year. Living Proof last year gave 25% off site-wide as well as a gift with purchase over $75 and $100, as well as free shipping for $50 or more. And the year previously they actually gave 25% off as well, but with a purchase of $50 or more. So this is also going to be a toss-up on what they might offer this year. Maison Louis Marie gave 25% off site-wide last year as well as in 2022, and I don't have any information on 2023, but I would assume that they may be doing a similar sale as well. Makeup Forever has consistently given a 30% off site-wide. However, last year they did require you to be a member, which again seems like you need an account with Makeup Forever, because otherwise you got 20% off site-wide. They also did 50% off select items as well as free shipping over $30. Makeup by Mario. This is another one that I feel like a lot of people are excited to shop. So last year they did 25% off and free shipping over $35, and the 2 years prior they also did 25% off. I would say during Black Friday it would be a great time to restock on some stuff, maybe buy a couple of things that you've had your eyes on. Milk Makeup is another one that's given 25% off site-wide. Now last year it seemed like there was no minimum for the discount, but the 2 years prior there was a minimum. It was $50 or $45. And last year they also offered free shipping, by the way. Moroccan oil last year gave 25% off plus free shipping. Murad did 30% off last year with a gift with purchase. And oh, it looks like they did 30% off for the last 3 years actually. NuFace, the NuFace devices like the microcurrent devices. So it looks like they did 30% off site-wide the last 2 years with 50% off last chance items last year and free shipping over $125. That doesn't seem too impossible because you are buying facial tools from them. I do really like NuFace microcurrent devices. I think they are very effective and they are really easy to use. And out of all the microcurrent device apps, the NuFace one has definitely been the most user-friendly and the easiest one to navigate for me. Olaplex did 30% off site-wide last year with free shipping over $50, and that's the only year that I have any sale information about. Ulla Henriksen did 30% off site-wide both last year and the year previous to that, and they also did 40% off select items last year with gift with purchases over $80. So One Size gave 25% off site-wide as well as gifts with purchase over $75 last year and free shipping over $50. I think that's pretty good. I feel like a lot of people when it comes to One Size really like to stock up on their favorites, so this might be a really good opportunity for you to do that. But it is, again, really a toss-up because in 2023, the sale that they had, it was an up to 50% off, so that leads me to believe not everything was on sale. So I don't know what they're going to do this year. I'm very, very curious to see. Origins has done 30% off site-wide very consistently in the last 3 years, as well as gifts with purchase over $100 last year. Paula's Choice has done 20% off site-wide for the last 3 years, and last year, if you spent $100 or more, then you got 25% off of your order, and it looks like they did a gift with purchase over $75 and free shipping as well. Say Beauty for the last 3 years has done 25% off site-wide as well as a gift with purchase over $75 last year and free shipping over $30. It looks like they always do some sort of gift with purchase as well, so that's really nice if you want to test out some more of their products and you don't mind getting whatever the gift with purchase is. Shu Uemura did 25% off site-wide last year as well as a couple of tiered percentages off, and the year prior they did 30% off site-wide with 35% off $200 or more. I'm not super familiar with Shu Uemura, but their eyelash curler definitely was a holy grail for me for a very long time. Skin Fix for the last 3 years, they've done 25% off site-wide, and last year they did a gift with purchase with any purchase over $85 plus free shipping, no minimum it looks like. Skylar did 30% off site-wide last year as well as the year prior, and 40% off select items last year and again the year prior. So they seem fairly consistent with it, so we will see what they offer this year. Smashbox, another one that kind of like ebbs and flows. So last year they did 30% off site-wide with select items being 50% off. They did a gift with purchase for $65, $85, and $100, and they offered free shipping with orders over $50. Stila has consistently given 30% off site-wide. Now, we don't hear a lot about Stila these days. Have you guys shopped their sale? What do you like from Stila? I remember that I used to really love Stila products. Tatcha has historically done 25% off the last 3 years, and they did a gift with purchase over $100 plus free shipping. I do really enjoy the Tatcha holiday sets. I think they're such a great value. Most of the time, they'll have like full-size kits, and then the 25% off on top of that would be incredible. Now, I don't know if the kits would be included. I know with a lot of brands, they will exclude their holiday kits. It's never for sure though, so it's really, really hard to predict that. Okay, Too Faced has given 30% off site-wide for the last 3 years, and last year they did do 50% off select items. And I have here that they did an extra 10% off and free shipping over $40. I don't know what the extra 10% was for, but I do have it noted here. Urban Decay has done some sort of sale every year, and last year they did 30% off site-wide with 50% off select items, a gift with purchase over $65, as well as free shipping with no minimum. Verb Hair Care has done 30% off site-wide for the last 3 years with free shipping over $40 last year. Youth to the People last year did 30% off, and they did offer a gift with purchase over $85 and free shipping over $50. Now, YSL Beauty, they do a Black Friday Cyber Monday deal, and I know a lot of people get really excited for this sale as well. Last year they did 30% off if you were signed in, so again, you have to have an account, and 25% off non-members, and they also did free shipping over $100. So I would definitely recommend, at least for YSL, to maybe wait for the sale, but again, keep an eye on what's in stock and like what comes in stock and what's going out of stock and stuff like that, because this one I'm pretty sure people are going to buy stuff very early on during the sales. So those were all of the brands that typically give a better sale than just 20% off during their Black Friday Cyber Monday deals on their websites. And now we're going to look at brands that give miscellaneous sales. So this is anyone that kind of gives like a percentage off, like a tier list type of thing. So let's just get into that. So Acton Acre last year did 25% off site-wide, up to a 40% off. And I'm guessing that's just select items. And they also gave free shipping over $75. Anastasia Beverly Hills, or ABH, so they did 20% off of $50, 25% off of $70, and 30% off of $80. Belief's website, they did up to 50% off. Now, I will say that when these lists usually say up to X amount percent off, that typically means that the whole site is not on sale. It's usually only a select few items. So this is definitely a toss-up. This is really like if you want to kind of browse the brand. Personally, for me, if I'm restocking on like a Holy Grail skincare item or something on these brands, if they say up to X amount percent off, I'm a little bit more hesitant to wait for that sale versus just buying it from Sephora. But that's just me. If you are kind of just browsing these brands or wanting to kind of try out the lines, then this still might be a pretty good way to try it out for more than just 20% off like what Sephora is giving you. Okay, anyways, Caudalie is also another one that last year did an up to 50% off select items and free shipping over $50. When I was researching on this, it seemed like a lot of people were kind of disappointed in this sale, unfortunately. Charlotte Tilbury, this is a weird one. I feel like every year people complain about this because the products sell out really, really quickly, or the products that are like the best sellers, most loved, are not on sale at all. So last year they did 20% off or 25% off of $110. It also looks like for select sets they had 40% off, as well as a gift with purchase for $85, or I'm sorry, $185 or more, as well as free shipping. Definitely a lot there. It's going to be a toss-up for this one, I want to say. You just never know. You never know with Charlotte Tilbury sales. Commodity, the fragrance brand, last year they did up to 50% off. Dermalogica in 2024, they did 34% off of holiday sets, but other than that, you guys, I'm going to be honest, looking at this, I would say if you're looking for something specific, just go ahead and buy it from the Sephora sale. Other than the holiday sets, last year they did spend $50, choose 2 minis, spend $100, choose 4 minis, spend $150, choose 6 minis, and then free shipping over $20. So yeah, it's not great. Do Skincare, I love Do Skincare. Last year they did 20% off of everything and then 30% off of bundles, and they actually released their Black Friday Cyber Monday sales for 2025 on their Instagram. So it looks like they're going to be doing specific dates for specific sales. So I have here November 20th through the 23rd, so before Thanksgiving, they're going to be offering 22% off site-wide and 26% off $125 or 30% off of sets. And then after those dates, so November 24th through the 1st of December, they're going to be bringing the percentages down. So it's 20% off site-wide, and then 25% off $125, 30% off of sets, as well as a gift with purchase. So I will have all of that information for you guys. Very exciting to see them releasing their sales early. So Dry Bar last year did up to 30% off with a gift with purchase over $125. Fenty Beauty, another one that has a different percentage off depending on the dates. So last year they did 30% off site wide for 2 days and then 25% off after Thanksgiving. They also offered free shipping over $35. I love the Fenty Beauty kits. I feel like the holiday kits are definitely a great bang for your buck. They really curate these incredibly well, actually. So if you are looking to buy some of the holiday kits or bundles and stuff like that, I think that it might be worth waiting for the sale, at least in my opinion. So Fresh did 50% off select bestsellers last year, as well as 30% off site-wide. Glossier did 25% off site-wide last year and 30% off $100 or more. Huda Beauty, they have done sales every year. I think they call it like Cyber Craze or something like that. And I do want to note that last year in 2024, people complained about the sales not being as good as the years prior. They said a lot of the bestsellers were not on sale or they were sold out before they could even get to them. So keep that in mind. If there's something that you really, really want, it might be worth it to just do the Sephora sale, or you can take your chances and try shopping the site. But to give you the information on last year's sale, so they did up to 80% off select items. And I will say, I did look at this last year and it was like all of the products that basically seemed like they were trying to just get off of the site and no one seemed to want. And when I was looking at it, most of the things are typically 20 to 30% off if they are on sale. Like I'm pretty sure the loose setting powders, those weren't on sale. Their blush filters, I don't think were on sale last year either. So yeah, you really are. This one really is just a toss up. Hyperskin last year did 25% off, or they had 30% off of $60 or more with free shipping over $50. Ilia last year did 20% off or 25% off of $125 with a gift with purchase over $150. In Beauty Project had 20% off with 25% off of $75 or 30% off of $100, and they offered free shipping over $49 and a gift with purchase. So Jo Malone last year did not have any percentages off that I could find. It seems like for Jo Malone's website, they were pretty much just doing gifts with purchases, just depending on how much you purchased. But I do know that Jo Malone typically does go on sale for the holidays at places like Bluemercury and Nordstrom and obviously Sephora. So it might be better to look at other retailers here. Kiehl's last year did 50% off of bestsellers. Laura Geller, did you guys see Laura Geller like rebranded, and it looks like they are targeting a completely different audience now. I saw recently, I think on Ulta and Sephora, that they seem to be attempting to make a comeback. So last year they did up to 75% off plus 10% off on top of that. LYS Beauty, they have consistently done 35% off site wide. Oh, it looks like in 2022 they did 40% off, which is really good. And then again, they did do a tier percentage off last year. So it was 35% off of $65 or more, 30% off of $50, 25% off of $40 or more, 20% off of $20 or more. So there's a lot of options here to save. I don't know if they offered free shipping or not. It didn't specify here. And LYS Beauty, I think, is another one that people really love to stock up on their products during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I would keep an eye on that if you're interested, just to make sure that things don't sell out before you get to them. NARS Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale is one that I'm pretty sure a lot of people do shop. It's 20% off site wide, and last year they did 25% off of $75 $75 or more, or 30% off of $150 or more, and they offered free shipping. So this is a really nice one, especially if you want to buy a couple of things from NARS. So Natasha Denona has historically done Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. I feel like it's mixed reviews whenever I hear people talking about the sales. They either love them or they hate them. So last year she did 40% off of curated bundles, tools, and base products. She did 35% off of select lip and cheek products and 35% off of a build your own bundle, as well as 25% off select eyes and hybrid collection products. And she gave free shipping over $49 or more. I'd say if you want a couple of things, this is the way to go. 40% off is really good if you are looking for curated bundles. Pat McGrath is another one that has done consistent sales. Now, I will say that it seems like Pat McGrath as a company has been going through a lot of changes, so I cannot guarantee any sort of sale coming out of them, but I would hope so. So last year, the tiers were 30% off of $50, 35% off of $150, 40% off of $250, and 50% off select items, as well as free shipping over $50. For me personally, I've waited for the Pat McGrath site sales because I just feel like it's a way better deal. Peter Thomas Roth didn't necessarily have any percentages off last year that I could find, but they were offering a Mega Rich Cream moisturizer with purchases. Rare Beauty, they like to do specific sales. Like they'll do, I think last year it was 6 days of gifting, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was not enticed by these whatsoever last year, and it's such a toss-up. Like the sales that they did last year, it kind of felt like they were just trying to get rid of products. So I would say that it might be safer to just shop the Sephora sale if you're looking for specific Rare Beauty products. I think they did one day of 20% off site-wide, but the rest of the time they did like specific products. So I don't know, this one, I would probably just shop them on Sephora if I was interested in buying any of the products. So Tarte last year did 40% off for members and then 30% off for non-members. So again, you have to sign up for an account. And then they also did up to 80% off select items with a gift with purchase over $65 and free shipping on all orders, no minimum. And lastly, for our tiered brands, we have Tower 28. So they did 20% off site-wide or 28% off of $50 or more with free shipping over $30. You guys know I love Tower 28. The SOS line is one of my favorites. This one is one that I would suggest just shopping the Sephora sale if you're only going to get one or two things that don't equate to $50. But if you know that you're going to go over that, then it might be nice to wait for that 28% off. Because for the last 2 years, they've done 28% off of $50 or more. So I would assume they would do the same thing this year. All right, those are all of the miscellaneous tiered sales that we have. Now we're going to talk about the brands that typically give you 20% off, which matches the Sephora VIB Rouge percentage off. With these brands that do 20% off, this is when I would recommend anyone that is just a Sephora insider or Sephora VIB to wait and shop these sales specifically, because then you'll be matching the VIB Rouge percentage. Now again, I want to note that some of these do have free shipping, some have free shipping with a minimum, some don't offer free shipping at all, so it really just depends on how much you're going to be purchasing. I know that some people, at least for myself, I'll just buy 1 or 2 products from each brand anyways. If you plan on doing something like that, then the Sephora sale might be the better way to go, because then you can kind of guarantee you would get free shipping with your entire order versus on just individual sites where you may not hit that shipping minimum and it ends up being the same price anyways with shipping. So the first one is going to be Clarins. They did 20% off of everything last year, and they also had a tier, so 25% off of $150 or more, and they did offer free shipping last year. Dr. Barbara Sturm offered 20% off site-wide last year, but I don't have any information for the 2 years before that. Drunk Elephant has very consistently done 20% off, but I don't have any information on shipping or gifts with purchase from last year. Freck did 20% off site-wide last year, and then in 2022, they did 25% off. Glow Recipe, another one that did the 20% off, and it looks like they typically do 20% off for their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, and they did free shipping last year as as well. Haus Labs, they also have always given 20% off, and last year they did free shipping with $35 or more. Hourglass also 20% off, and last year they did do free shipping over $50. Josie Marin did 20% off site-wide with free shipping last year, but the 2 years before that they did do 25% off. Laneige, 20% off last year, but again, the 2 years prior they did 25% off. So I don't know what this year is going to look like, but they did offer a gift with purchase for $70 or more and free shipping for $50 or more. L'Occitane last year did 20% off of all full-size products, and I don't have any information for 2023 and 2022. Merit seems to always do a sale, so they do 20% off site-wide, and last year they did a gift with purchase on all orders. I'm pretty sure it was their signature bag. Way, the hair care brand, has consistently done 20% off site-wide, as well as Fleur. The last 2 years they have done 20% off, and last year they offered free shipping over $100. Refi Beauty consistently for the last 3 years has done 20% off, but last year they did do a gift with purchase with anything over $30 and $60. Sol de Janeiro did 20% off last year and 2023, and last year they did do free shipping over $35. I do really love their holiday kits. I think that they have some incredible holiday kits. Solwasu, the skincare brand, has done 20% off the last 3 years, and last year they did offer a gift with purchase over $300 and then free shipping over $35. $300 is a lot. So Summer Fridays, they have done 20% off the last 3 years, and I did find some information where last year they had like a cyber week where they were doing specific things on specific dates. So for instance, there were some days where they did specific gift with purchases. There were some days that you got double points on your account. There are some days they did giveaways for PR mailers, so that might be kind of fun. But again, their typical site-wide sale, it was 20% off. Supergoop, 20% off the last 3 years and free shipping with orders over $50 or more last year. Westman Atelier, they have done 20% off site-wide for the last 2 years, and I think that this is one that a lot of people are interested in. I feel like the years prior to this year, most people were interested in shopping this sale specifically because Westman Atelier products were a little bit more limited at Sephora, but now it seems like they have really expanded the curation of products at Sephora. So I don't really know how this one's going to play out, but I would assume they would still have some sort of sale on their site. And then for the last 2 years, Violette FR has done 20% off as well. And then on top of that, 25% off of their beauty sets for last year. So those are the brands that have historically given us 20% off on their websites. Now, again, we cannot guarantee this, but I will be updating you guys on all of the sales that I see like come up as they start announcing them. And then for the brands that don't give us good sales, the ones that are less than 20% off, and there's only 2. So the first one is Patrick Ta. They have historically not done great Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. So last year they just offered a gift with purchase over $150. And it was like this mini tote bag. The tote bag was cute, but I heard a lot of complaints about people saying they thought it would be a bigger tote bag. And in the tote bag, you got a major volume plumping gloss and the Major Dimensions 3, the matte eyeshadow palette. And lastly, SK2, last year they did 15% off site-wide with a gift with purchase over $200. There you go, you guys. That is all the information from the last 3 years for all of the brands that I have been able to find discounts for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Hopefully this helps you kind of figure out what you're going to be purchasing and where you're going to be purchasing them from. Again, please remember, this is by no means me telling you guys that you have to shop any sort of sale. Maybe you're just curious to see like what brands have done in the past and kind of compare it to this year, because I find that info very interesting every year. Of course, as sales are starting to be announced, I will be letting you guys know either here on YouTube YouTube, in my community posts, or on Instagram. So keep an eye on all of those areas if you're curious. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. It would mean so much for me if you guys liked this video or decided to share it, because then more people will be able to find these sales and kind of hopefully this will help them out too. I will be leaving a video right here for you guys in case you are interested in seeing anything else from me. But until next time, you guys, happy shopping and take care. Bye.